Well, good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday, and I forgot to do my Monday morning update. So today we're doing Tuesday morning update, and I barely got it in the morning, as you can tell. I'm rushing today. So I have some scripture for you, and I'm doing this month in Sunday school. I'm doing the study of Genesis, and so we're doing Genesis chapter 1, 2, 3, and 4. And so I'm doing those in January, and then in February, hopefully Denise Prose will take on study and do something with y'all. So, but I'm adding a little sugar to the oats here and see if we can get a couple more people so interested they want to come to Sunday school, which is at 9, by the way. I'm going to read just a couple verses here, and it's Genesis 26 and 27 and 28. So let me read that. Then God said, "Let us make mankind in our image, in our likeness, so that they may rule over the fish of the sea and the birds of the sky, over the livestock and all the wild animals, and over all the creatures that move along the ground." So God created mankind in his own image. In the image of God he created them. Male and female he created them. God blessed them and said to them, "Be fruitful and increase in number, fill the earth and subdue it. Rule over the fish of the sea and of the birds of the sky and over every living creature that moves along the ground." And so when you're dealing with a society that can't read but can hear, you repeat things a lot. And so if you noticed in verse 26 he told them, in verse 28 he told them, and in verse 27 he did it. And so that's how sometimes that works, because this is a pretty important point. And the point is that God created us in his image. And when I say us, I mean each and every one of us. In the ancient world, which is when Genesis was written, kings and rulers were thought to be that divine image of God on earth. They were special and set above just the average, common, ordinary, me. The king was the reflection of the divine. He had infinite worth, and therefore his word was this divine truth that you and I could not match. So if the king said, "We're gonna," then, well, we're gonna. And not much you can say is gonna stop that. Now, what happens here in Genesis, and it's quite interesting, by the way, is that God has created all of us in his image. And that makes us all equal, which makes each one of our opinions valuable, which makes each one of our statements as important as anyone else's. And that is an interesting way to really level a playing field that especially in the ancient world, that was absolutely unheard of. That the king or the ruler or whoever wouldn't have the very highest of all sayings, but instead that each and every one of us have the ability to fulfill that divine word in some way, shape, or form by doing what God has told us to do. And again, so what has God told us to do? Be fruitful, increase in numbers, fill the earth and subdue it, rule over the fish of the sea and the birds of the sky and over living creatures and everything that moves upon the ground. And he gives you more. He says, "And I give you seed-bearing plants on the face of the earth, and every tree, this will be yours for food. The beasts of the earth and the birds of the sky and all creatures that move along the ground, everything that has breath of life in it, I give you every green plant for food," and it was so. And so he's telling us that this is our place, and this is where we work. And dominion is a tough word. And it's not that we have dominion over everything. It's that, we being created in the image of God had this divine ability to really be creative and think outside the box. And with that ability, we're supposed to create good. Okay? And an animal's going to do what an animal's going to do. You give a cow a field full of grass, and a cow's going to eat grass. That's hay, There's nothing wrong with that. You give a human a field full of grass, and the possibilities are endless what they might do. All right, endless. And that's what's being talked about here. And God's possibilities of what he can do for us are endless. Okay, that's enough. Since it's Tuesday, I don't want to overdo. Sunday, we're going to have a deacon meeting after church, right after church. That's January 16th. So if you're a deacon and you're hearing this, we're having a meeting for you. And because it's Tuesday, the board met last night, and we had a good, productive board meeting. And we introduced Denise Prose at the board. She is wanting to come on, or is coming on, as a volunteer associate minister. And she wants to be volunteer, because if she wants to go see her kids for a month in Texas, she can go see her kids for a month in Texas. But while she's around, what she would like to do is, visit folks and do Bible studies and help the poor pastor in any way she can. And so seeing how the price is right, man, and we're very thankful that she's being gracious with that. But we said absolutely, and so you'll be seeing her around a little more. And just wanted to update you on that. And we'll introduce her in church and things like that, so you'll see her and know who she is. That's all we have for today. Hey, God bless you all. Real good. Have a great day. Next week I'll get back on track, and we'll do this update on Monday. And we will see you hopefully Sunday. All right.